Hi everyone, this is Lenny with Literary Gladiators. Today I want to talk to you about the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. More specifically, I'm going to talk to you about the first book in the series, The Gunslinger. Over the next few videos, I will cover, I'm going to try to cover all 7 books. So the Dark Tower series, for those who don't know, is probably Stephen King's most different work that he's ever done. He considers it his magnum opus. I think I said that right. And it's been compared to basically Stephen King wanted to write his own sort of Lord of the Rings, and that's what the Dark Tower series turned into. While the series starts off pretty strong in this kind of fantasy world, it does end up going into how do I say it without spoilers? Kind of into a normal reality. But again, today I'm just going to cover the Gunslinger, and the series consists of, again, 7 books. I'll name them all now, but today we're just going to really focus on the Gunslinger. So there's the Gunslinger. Book 2 is Drawing of the Three. Book 3 is The Wastelands. Book 4 is The Wizard and the Glass. Book 5 is The Wolves of the Calla. Book 6 is Song of Susanna. And then 7 is called The Dark Tower. If this sounds somewhat familiar to you, if you're not a Stephen King fan, you may have, I hope you didn't, but you may have seen the movie The Dark Tower starring Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, which is a very, very, very loose adaptation of Stephen King's The Dark Tower. And again, I'm not going to kind of go into stuff with that because it kind of would spoil the end of the series, the book series, but I will talk a little bit about the movie towards the end of this video. So The Gunslinger starts with one of my favorite opening lines in a book. It's so simple, it pulls you right in, and it's just this. And if you've seen the movie, they do say it at one point in there, but again, it's random and kind of stupid how they do it. If you haven't noticed, I'm not a fan of the movie, although Idris Elba was great. Okay, so the line, it is, "The man in black fled through the desert, and the gunslinger followed." Something very close to that, at least. So with this, we open up this world of well, it's this fantasy world. It's kind of this Western fantasy sci-fi sort of world. It's incredibly complex, but the book is simple. But this is almost, if you look at this book, and it was a full book, it was serialized, I believe, when it was first written before it was put into a collection. But if you look at this first book, The Gunslinger, it's almost like a prologue to the series. It is one of my favorite books because you do meet Roland, who is the hero of the story, and you meet this young boy named Jake, who is, well, he gets very important later on. And then on top of that, you meet very little, but you meet almost through other people, the Man in Black. And there are ties to other universes of Stephen King. So the Dark Tower series, what's really cool about it, and again, I'll get back to the Gunslinger in a moment, is that Stephen King connects almost all of his works to this series. If he originally planned it this way, I'm going to say no. It's something that changed because I've read that in the original version, when it was serialized, that the land that we meet in the Gunslinger was actually a futuristic Earth, and then that ends up changing in the revised editions when it actually got collected and updated. So it fits more the narrative of filling in the Stephen King universe. But and not so much in the first book, in the Gunslinger, you won't get many references. But as you go through the books, you start getting references to other Stephen King stories. Just as a very quick example, and I believe it's The Wizard and the Glass, which is the 4th book in the series. The group of travelers, adventurers, heroes are in a world where a super flu has kind of destroyed civilization. So if you're a Stephen King fan, you know what book that's referencing. But anyhow, back to the Gunslinger. So the story's simple. It's basically we meet this hero, Roland, who is kind of a cowboy slash knight. In fact, it's said that he is a descendant of Arthur, as in King Arthur. His guns are made from Excalibur. Kind of cool. So Roland is a character where he's more of an anti-hero in this book. He starts off very rough. He is clearly not the bad guy, but actions can fall under antihero. But he's a character I feel you like right away, or at least I did. And again, in this book, we see Stephen King's ability to flesh out minor characters into well-rounded, real people as opposed to kind of background flat characters. So it's really, again, impressive. This was, I want to say Gunslinger was late 70s, early 80s. Don't quote me on that. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. But again, it's really more of a setup book. It's not long. You could probably get through it in 1 to 2 sittings, depending, I guess, on the edition you get. I recommend this a lot. All right, I'm going a little bit long here. I don't normally do this much, but I did want to also talk about the Dark Tower movie. So with the Dark Tower movie, I came into it as a fan of this series, The Dark Tower. So I might have been a little bit more critical of it because of that, but well, no, it wasn't really very well reviewed. It's almost worth it just for Idris Elba and the kid who plays Jake. You can watch the Dark Tower movie without reading the books first, but the, it might make more sense if you read the series first. But they do get big at the end, the books in Stephen King fashion, like 1,000+ pages. And well, we'll save the review for the later books on the later videos. All right, so check out The Gunslinger, first book in the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. If you haven't read them, I think they're definitely worth a read. And that's it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.